Hello everyone, my name is Halvey. In this video we're going to be seeing which boss has the highest base stats in Fire Emblem games. So we're going to be ranking them by taking the total of all of their stats added up together. These are the stats that I included. I included major bosses and mid bosses. Mid bosses would be like the Dead Lords from Genealogy, Thracian Awakening, and almost any other named boss. For the most part I did not include unnamed bosses. At the end of the video I will show the spreadsheets for the bosses by each game, ordering them from the highest to lowest total stats. I also decided that for this video I should include the stat bonuses from Dragonstones, Beast Stones, and Genealogy's holy weapons, and any other weapons or items, as many bosses use stuff like that. I also included bonuses from skills like those in Awakening, Fates, and Three Houses. For games that have multiple difficulties I used the boss's stats from the highest difficulties. If a boss appears multiple times in the same game, I just use their highest stats or their last appearance. For Legu's bosses in Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, I made sure to use their transformed stats. I'm not including bosses from the Xenologs in Awakening or Fates. In Three Houses, for bosses that have multiple HP bars, I only use the amount of the first HP bar. I'm not going to go over every single boss from lowest to highest, but I will talk about things that I found interesting. So the boss with the lowest stats is Taurus from Mystery of the Emblem Book 2. He is a ballistician, so he can be a threat to your flying units, but I don't think he can one-shot any of them. He was given a huge buff in New Mystery, however. Other bosses we will see here at the bottom are mainly early game bosses, and a lot of bosses from FE1 and FE3, so as you would probably expect, many of the weakest bosses are from very early chapters, and then they get stronger as you progress through the game, and the strongest bosses are from the very late chapters. It is interesting that the final boss is not always the strongest of each game. Let's take a look at Medius in Mystery of the Emblem Book 1. There are 3 bosses with higher stats than him, and in Book 2 there are 2 bosses with higher stats. This is because Medius' strength isn't reflected in his stats, but his Earthstone and Dark Breath. They make it so that his attacks pierce defense, they negate all magic attacks against him, and when fighting him your attack power is halved before his defense is subtracted. Julius is very similar as he has the 4th highest stats in Genealogy, but his Loptos tome halves your attack before his defense or resistance is subtracted, making him tougher than his stats would show. Diginsia has higher stats than Ashura, and even without his massive con, he would still be higher. Ashura's strength is in her Judge attack, which has 50 might. Three Houses has the highest average of the boss's total stats with 314, and Shadow Dragon in the Blade of Light has the lowest average at 76. So now I'll go ahead and get into the top 100. Well, it's more like the top 103 because there are 3 tied at rank 100. So here are ranks 103 to 76. The top 100 is going to be filled with Awakening and Three Houses bosses. Here are ranks 75 to 51. You'll see many final bosses from the other games. Duma's total mostly comes from his HP. Here are ranks 50 to 26. Keep in mind that I used Lunatic stats for Awakening and Maddening stats for Three Houses. Here are ranks 25 to 6. Awakening and Three Houses are very stat heavy games. Coming in at number 5 is Diginsia, the Black Dragon King. I already talked a bit about him earlier since he is not the final boss of Radiant Dawn, yet he still has the highest stats out of all the bosses in that game. He has very high defenses, but it is still pretty easy to surround him and defeat him with your best units. Next at number 4 is Grima, the Fell Dragon. Grima is a very strong final boss with some very powerful skills, and what's most impressive is that Grima is up here with only 8 stats being totaled, while most others have 9 stats being totaled. Number 3 is the Immaculate One from the Silver Snow route in Three Houses. The Immaculate One only beats out Grima because of the charm stat and the additional HP. Number 2 and 1 are both Nemesis, the King of Liberation. I initially broke him up into 2, one with the bonuses from the 10 elites and one without, thinking that it would make a difference in the final rankings, but it turned out that even without the bonuses, he is still the boss with the highest total stats on this list. Grima would beat him though if we took away the charm stat. Now we will see who has the highest in each individual stat. Duma in Echoes has the highest single bar of HP at 200, followed by by the creation and echoes at 185. Many bosses in 3 houses have 199 as their final HP bar, but for this I only included the first HP bar, and of course they have a lot of HP if you add up all their HP bars together. Now for the rest of these stats, Nemesis with the 10 elite bonuses is going to have the highest in all of them except for magic, con, and weapon level, so I'm just going to skip over him completely and mention the ones that would be in second and third place. Caspar has the highest strength at 56, followed by Xanth at 55. Lysithea has the highest magic at 60, followed by Cornelia at 58. Ash has the highest skill at 58, followed by regular Nemesis at 52. Praldarius of the 10 elites and Catherine have the highest speed at 56, followed by Felix at 54. The Immaculate One has the highest luck at 51, followed by Grima and Priam at 45. Normal Nemesis has the highest defense at 51, followed by Grima and Digensia at 50. Grima and Ashura have the highest resistance at 50, followed by Nemesis at 47. Rhea has the highest charm at 63, followed by Edelgard at 61. Digensia has the highest con at 42, followed by Moram at 29. Medius, Holstat, and Camus have the highest weapon level at 16, followed by Joel at 15. And here at the end I will show the stats for all of the bosses by each game ordered from the highest to lowest total stats. I will also include a link to the spreadsheet in the description. And that is all I have to say for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.